Yo, what's going on guys, Arekkz here and welcome back to another Titanfall 2 video and the start of a 3-part series that I'm producing in partnership with EA to talk about some of the core aspects of the game. If you guys have played Titanfall before, then you're no doubt very familiar with this, but Titanfall revolves around 3 main components: your pilot, your Titan, and how both of those work together. Each video in this series will focus on one of the 3 core aspects, and today we're kicking things off by taking a look at the pilots, their abilities, and what they can do in battle. So if you guys do enjoy this video, then a like would be super appreciated, and comment down below and let me know which pilot abilities are your favourites. Plus, in each of these videos, I'm going to be giving away one Titanfall 2 Marauders Corp Collector's Edition on Xbox One, complete with a Titanfall 2 controller as well. So stick around to the end of the video to find out how you can win. Now to begin with, there are a wide array of options to choose from when customizing your pilot loadout. You of course have your primary and secondary weapons, complete with modifications for both, your ordnance, your kit, your choice of execution if you really want to humiliate an enemy that you sneak up on, a ton of paint options to truly make your pilot stand out, and of course your tactical option too. And of all of these options, tactical is one of the main ones that will really shape the way you play. There are 7 options to choose from, they're unlocked as you level up, or you can snag them early if you earn enough credits in game, and these also alter your pilot appearance too. So let's take a more in-depth look at those. Up first you have Cloak. This allows you to become nearly invisible, and it has increased effectiveness when used against Titans. Now the key word here is nearly invisible. You can't use this to vanish into thin air, nor should you think that you can use this to just run straight through enemy lines. What this is used for is either making yourself a much less visible target at range, perhaps hidden behind some cover, sniper rifle in hand, ready to pick people off whilst defending an area in something like hardpoint. Or alternatively, if someone calls their Titan in and you're out in the open, this is where you want to use it. When someone is in their cockpit, it's considerably harder to see a cloaked player, so this could often be the difference between getting stomped on or making it out alive. Then next up you have Pulse Blade. This allows you to expose enemies through all surfaces using a sonar pulse attached to a throwing knife. In other words, it's wallhack on a knife. This is extremely useful at the start of a match so you can get an idea where the enemy team are pushing. Similarly, it's very useful when moving around near the enemy spawn. Knowing the location of your opponent, especially if they don't know where you are, gives you an incredible advantage. Plus, your team can also benefit from the pulse as well. And if you were wondering whether the throwing knife portion of the Pulse Blade can kill, there's your answer. Moving on to the Grappling Hook. This allows you to access otherwise out of reach places and can be used to get you both into or out of the action. It's also worth noting that strategic jumping enhances this ability's effectiveness. What does that mean? Well, in short, the grappling hook is most effective when you use momentum to your advantage. Simply standing on the ground and pulling yourself towards a target is by no means the most effective way to use the skill. In fact, there's a good chance that you'll get killed in the process. Using it whilst running and dropping down means you can carry your momentum from the fall into the swing of the grappling hook, kind of like Spider-Man. But it doesn't just end there. You can pull targets towards you or grapple your way towards them for some pretty inventive takedowns. Then, one of my personal favourite options, Stim. This quickly heals you and also drastically boosts your speed for a short time. It goes without saying that a speed boost like this is both amazing for getting out of a sticky situation, or alternatively, rushing an opponent and closing a gap very quickly. Especially useful if you pair it with some of the more close range weapon options like shotguns or SMGs. However, if you want to step things up a notch, one of your more advanced movement options involves combining the Stim speed boost with a jump and a slide to carry that speed through bunny hops along the ground. It'll take some getting used to, but it's a pretty effective way to cross the open ground. After that you have AWOL, which is a pilot-sized particle shield that not only protects you from incoming bullets if you stand behind it, but it also amps outgoing shots when you shoot through it. What's more, it can only be destroyed if you shoot the base, so it's especially useful if you're trying to pick off a target that perhaps has a clear line of sight on you. You can throw it down, it allows you to push out a bit, get the angle you need, and similarly it's a great way to hold down objectives in game modes like Hardpoint. Then next up you have Phase Shift. This is an interesting ability. It allows you to teleport into an alternate space for a short time, and whilst in this space you're free to move around and reposition yourself. You could liken it to the Cloak ability in that it hides you from sight for a short time, but the difference is that when phase shifting you are actually in another space, or a dimension so to speak. This is the exact same ability that the Ronin Titan uses when it phases through attacks, and rather interestingly, whilst in this phase world, while you can't see other players or Titans in the normal game world, you can see other people if they happen to be in the phase realm at the same time. Also, advanced technique, sadly something I haven't mastered just yet, but I can tell you that it is possible. When you come back from the phase realm, if you are inside another player, your return to the real world will result in their death. Then finally you have Holopilot. This allows you to create a holographic copy of yourself mimicking your actions when activated. Obviously, being a hologram, it can't actually harm other players, but it's an amazing tool for drawing out enemy fire. If the enemy has their sights on you and you're pinned behind cover but can't quite work out where they are, a well-placed hologram can often trick your opponent into shooting, which either gives you time to locate them, or just go out the other way. Just remember that it mimics your action, so be sure to input a direction when deploying it, otherwise it'll just stand there. Now those are your 7 tactical loadout options. As mentioned, they will drastically shape the way you play and the way you engage your opponents, but those are obviously just a portion of your arsenal. Beyond that, it's down to you to work out how to tie everything together, whilst also taking advantage of Titanfall's fluid movement system to truly dominate the battlefield. Now about that giveaway, if you guys want to win the Titanfall 2 Marauders Corp Collector's Edition on Xbox One, complete with a Titanfall 2 controller, then in the description box below you will find a link to a Gleam competition. The competition has a question relating to this video, which is, how many tactical loadout options are there in Titanfall 2, i.e. the things that I just spoke about in the video? Pick the correct answer on the Gleam competition and you are entered. A winner will then be chosen next week before the next part of the series goes up. But for the time being, that was a look at pilots in Titanfall 2. Be sure to tune in next week for the next part of the series where we'll be taking a look at the 6 Titans available. But until then, thanks for watching, take it easy, catch you next time, peace out.